India's first phone with the new Snapdragon 8 Elite has launched. So let's have a look at this new chipset, how it performs on the new Realme GT 7 Pro and what different it brings to its competitors and other chipsets. Chalo, let's get started. Starting with the build and design, it comes with glass design in the front and the back with Gorilla Glass protection, but which version it's not yet announced. If you look closely, you will see that the screen and the back from all the sides are a little bit curved at the end. So yeah, maybe it's a new design and I feel more devices will come up with this design. It is also IP69 rated, which means more water and dust resistant, has air blaster and ultrasonic fingerprint, so you can unlock your phone with little bit sweaty or wet fingers also. It also comes with 5000 mAh battery and 100 watt charging. Next, the display. With 6.7-inch 1.5K OLED panel and 120Hz refresh rate, the display is pretty good considering the price range it will come. Outside visibility is also good and it supports up to crazy 6500 nits peak brightness while watching HDR content. Otherwise it gets around 2000 nits of peak brightness. But unfortunately it does not support HDR and Netflix, which is something I think Realme should look into in the near future. Coming next to the software. The device comes with Android 15 and Realme UI 6.2 out of the box. Now I have been using a Realme device and I am not much of a big fan of their UI. It has lots of bloatwares, unnecessary ads, but still this time Realme has brought better animations which are smoother than before, tried to optimize the UI along with new lock screen customizations. And lastly, it has also got Live Alert, which is basically Apple's dynamic island, so there's nothing much to talk about it, you know it already. Now, the main part that you have been waiting for, the performance of Snapdragon 8 Elite. And if you're liking this video, please do subscribe the channel and give this video a like, it helps a lot. Now, Snapdragon 8 Elite is a performance monster, there's no denying that. Based on TSMC's 3nm chip with Oryon cores, which are mainly available in Snapdragon powered PCs, this is a massive upgrade from Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Let's look at all the benchmarks. Starting with Antutu, it scores massive 27 lakhs, whereas previous 8 Gen 3 scores around 20 lakhs, along with MediaTek Dimensity 9400 scores around 26 lakhs, and Apple's 18 Pro at 17 lakhs. Now there is some reason why Antutu scores are very poor in 18 Pro, maybe it's not optimized. So let's check at the Geekbench scores. Now here, Apple's 18 Pro has 3000 single core and 8000 multi-core score, but 8 Elite here also beats Apple in the multi-core part with 9000 score. This is huge since for the first time Snapdragon is beating Apple in this benchmark test. The single core is less than Apple though. Also for wildlife stress test, 8 Elite performs a great 71.3% stability, whereas the older 8 Gen 3 performed only 55% and Apple's 18 Pro scores around 71%. All this states that the 8 Elite has got all the raw power it needs. Coming to the actual live performance with gaming test, since benchmark does not always tell the true story. Starting with COD Mobile, all the processors, be it 8 Elite or 18 Pro or Dimensity 9400, are able to run the game at 120 FPS easy. Next comes Genshin Impact, which is a pretty heavy graphics game, and in 18 Pro the game runs smoothly at 120 FPS. And this game is so well optimized for Apple. Which brings me to the most important thing, that is 8 Elite has got all the raw power it needs. But all of it depends on how the brands and how they utilize that. Because many a times, to control the heating, brands underclock the processor, so let's see what the other brand does. Otherwise, 8 Elite is also able to run Genshin Impact at 60 FPS along with Dimensity 9400 too. But 8 Elite has better stability where 9400 has some frame drops, with 18 Pro also having much more frame drops than 8 Elite. The temperature on all the devices during this game remains at an okay level at between 36 to 38 degrees. BGMI will also run smoothly on these devices at 90 to 120 FPS without any lags. Next comes another game, COD Warzone, which is power and graphics hungry game, and 8 Elite surprisingly runs this smoothly at 120 FPS. Yes, the temperature rises a little bit above 42 degrees, but you can blindly trust this processor when it's able to run Warzone, a game like COD Warzone smoothly at 120 FPS. Overall, it really feels like Android will have the same level of Apple processors. Next, coming to the camera, it has 50+50+8 triple camera setup with the 8MP ultra wide and 16MP selfie. And as usual, Realme captures punchy, highly saturated pics which I am not very much a fan of, but it depends on what you like. The selfie camera is also pretty good and captures a little bit saturated skin tones. There is not much of a camera sample available, so you can check other channels like Tech Bar for better camera samples. Coming to the price of this phone, it is supposed to be launched at around 60 to 65,000 since it has not been launched yet when I am making this video. So I feel at this range, the 8 Elite is a major boost for all the Android smartphones which are planning to use this chipset. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below and please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.